Give me 7 games and give me the NFL, where the Browns OTAs continue today. This is a team that went from the playoffs in 23 to only 3 wins last year, and it seems to be commonplace for the Browns. Who's going to be the starting quarterback, and will they be good? Deshaun Watson is hurt. Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco on the roster, as are the rookies, Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders. Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees weighed in on the quarterbacks, starting with Shedeur. That's new on SportsCenter.
Yeah, he's worked his tail off. You know, he's really putting a lot of work, as all those guys are. But you could tell on the mental side of the game and learning the system and calling it and having that rhythm to it. You know, he's put a lot of work and time and effort into that. And then when you do that, the game starts to slow down and you can focus on finding completions. And he's done a nice job of that as camps progressed.
At this point, can you realistically see any one of these 4 guys winning this job?
I mean, yeah, you can see them all winning the job, I think, right? And so in terms of the competition, we're so early in the process. We're so early in evaluating it. But yeah, I think, you know, we have a good group of guys that will continue to push one another. And by the time September rolls around, we'll be ready to go.
Adam Schefter, Booger McFarland here. Tommy Rees made a good point there. It is so early. I mean, it is, June 3rd, June 4th? No need to make a decision now. But what have you been told about the Browns quarterback situation in this process?
Well, we don't usually see rookie mid-round draft picks win starting jobs. It does happen. Russell Wilson did it. Dak Prescott did it. But you have to play exceptionally well, and they don't know whether Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders is going to be able to do that just yet. It's too early to say, and that's why they traded for Kenny Pickett. That's why they brought back Joe Flacco, because they're going to probably have to rely on a veteran to start the season. I think the thinking around the league would be that Flacco is the favorite. He's been there before. He's won the comeback player of the year. But Kenny Pickett will have a chance to shine through a great touchdown pass today during OTAs to Jerry Jeudy. They just wrapped up the practice. Everybody but Shedeur Sanders took reps with the first-team offense today for whatever that's worth. But Shedeur looked good, and he'll get his turn this summer, and everybody's going to have an opportunity to make their claim for that starting job.
And someone's getting cut, and who that cut person
is. Or traded,
yeah. So that's good. They're kind of fascinating to watch for several reasons. And Booger, let's just break this down to the best-case scenario. What do you believe that is for the Browns at the quarterback position this season?
Well, they need somebody to step forward. You know, as Schefter said, they got a lot of people in the room. You got the Deshaun Watson, his Achilles injury lingering. You look at Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is almost 40 years old. Kenny Pickett, 2 gloves. He's trying to figure out whether he plays with 1 glove or 2 gloves. Then you got the rookies. They just need somebody to step forward where you can start to plan a future for this team right now, because they've been in quarterback disarray for a little bit, even with the Deshaun Watson contract. They need somebody to step forward, so now you can start to build an offense. More importantly, look at what happened in Washington when Jayden Daniels came in there. The entire city, the entire organization got enthused with hope and vigor, and now they are the hottest thing going right now. Cleveland needs some energy. They need some spunk. They need somebody they can build around so they can start to get that energy going, because it's been a long time since the dog pound has been rocking.
Yeah, Bug, did you see that 1946 on Tommy Rees's shirt established? That's how long they've had quarterback questions since 1946 in Cleveland.
It's true, and they're the first team in NFL history to coin the phrase.
It's been a long time, man.
You know, there's the phrase, if you have 2, you have none. If you have 5, maybe you have none. More quarterback questions. AFC North, the Steelers less than a week away from mandatory minicamp. Aaron Rodgers still out there in the free agent market. Will he, won't he? What more can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are still waiting for an answer from Aaron Rodgers. We are less than a week away from the Steelers' mandatory minicamp, their last activity before they break for the summer and then report back to training camp July 23rd. And in the next week, Aaron Rodgers may turn around and give them an answer, but he hasn't yet.
Yeah.
And we continue to wait. And you would think that would be a logical time. Now, what would be interesting is if for some reason he doesn't commit here in the next 6 days, he misses the mandatory minicamp. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, before you go on break, do you sit down and say, do we need to have a conversation about calling the Atlanta Falcons about Kirk Cousins, or can we count on Aaron Rodgers being here for training camp in July? Because you can't sit there and wait forever. It's okay to wait for now. They've thought all along he would come in. But here we are, June 4th. He's still not there, and they still don't know when he'll be there or if he'll be there.
And you don't know what kind of football he can play. At least you know Kirk Cousins has been active more recently than Aaron Rodgers in terms of sustainability at the position. And look, uncertainty in Cleveland, Boog, but also uncertainty for the Steelers. How can that kind of situation at the quarterback position affect the locker room?
Other than the culture of an organization, it's the most important decision you can have because, again, when your quarterback is right, everybody has hope. We understand that we got an opportunity to win each and every time we step on the field, and it doesn't put your work in vain. Think about this. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, everybody is in the offseason working right now trying to build toward the season because we all know that the coaches tell us, we want to put you in the best position to win. And right now, I don't know if they're doing that in Pittsburgh. And it's just one of those things. We've been talking about Aaron Rodgers in March, in April, in May. And now here we are in June still talking about Aaron Rodgers. It's getting tiring. And then at some point, I think if you're the Steelers organization, you got to figure out a way to put it to an end. I would rather know now if Mason Rudolph is going to be my quarterback, then wait until training camp because at least mentally I can start to prepare. Pittsburgh is doing their team a disservice right now with all the limbo, especially heading into the mandatory minicamp.
And we've seen this every summer with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like we've been doing this for the last 5 years. You know what's also annoying? Booger's somehow cheating in our DraftKings golf league and winning money off of us every week. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's doing it, and it's not.
It's not cheating. It's called skill, Matt. If you had better skill, you could win.
Booger, congratulations on your money leader, Adam Schefter. I'll explain later.
Go ahead. It's championship week. More on the NBA Finals. We head back to OKC for the Pacers' plan, how they're embracing their underdog status. Plus, more from the Stanley Cup final beginning tonight. The Panthers working on a repeat. The Oilers working on revenge. We're live in Edmonton. And one more title to talk about. Texas Tech meeting in the college softball title game. So who's better positioned to win their first? Jessica Mendoza is going to stop by with her
In this bag is one of the greatest pastries I've ever had. What's it called?
Queen Amon.
Incredible.
Mọi người tính cái chị ngồi đi chơi mất hút rồi. Sau đó chị đang